Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I have more Trump regrets to share, more FAFO experiences. Before I dive in, though, please do me a huge favor hit the subscribe button below this video. It's completely free for you to subscribe. It really helps with the show and with the YouTube algorithm. So I really appreciate it. And as always, huge shout out and thank you to everyone who supports the show with donations. On to the Trump regret. This first woman was a huge Trump supporter. She is now, though, starting to question what comes out of his pie hole because it's affecting her business and it's increasing her prices. Take a look at what she said on CNN.
Tamara Varga is a Trump supporter, happy with some promises kept, but nervous. A big one could be broken.
I'm worried about Medicaid and Medicare and Social Security. He did say that he wasn't going to cut them. That he was just going to find the waste, and I really hope that he sticks to that.
A devout Christian, lifelong Republican, but some big changes. Varga says she no longer believes Trump's claim the 2020 election was rigged. She's now open to supporting Democrats for local offices, and says Trump tariffs are one reason prices are not dropping fast enough.
The items that we put in our gift baskets have gone up. I'll give him some time and I'm hopeful, but I think that if he doesn't come through, he's going to have a lot of people turning on him.
So, glad to hear this woman say she's willing to vote for Democrats at this point, but she really shouldn't hold her breath on Donald Trump turning things around and bringing prices down. That's not going to happen. Next up is another Trump voter, a woman named Michelle Hall. She also realized that prices are going up thanks to Donald Trump. So Hall was interviewed by the New York Times, and she told them that she had been purchasing a bunch of items from Temu lately. That's the Chinese store that sells things like super, super cheap. Well, now they've added a tariff fee to her purchases. And the New York Times article said, quote, a cart of 6 items from Temu that would have usually cost her $83.80 would cost an extra $92.08 because of import fees. On Wednesday, she noticed that the platform appeared to take down many products that would have incurred import fees, leaving only products that were shipped from local warehouses. So the import fee, the tariff, was going to be more than what her goods cost. And then the article went on to say that Hall is no longer purchasing items from Temu because she doesn't want to pay these higher prices. She said she also still hopes that Trump is going to bring prices down in the long term and reduce the deficit. But Hall said, quote, in the meantime, I feel like citizens are suffering. And, quote, I want to have faith. I don't have that faith anymore. So again, hope this woman doesn't hold her breath. Another person who should not hold their breath is a guy named Christopher. He tagged Donald Trump on Twitter and he wrote, quote, sir, I'm an U.S. Army veteran, singer, songwriter, and proud American. I was charged nearly $1,900 in tariffs under a China trade code on a handmade British guitar from a UK luthier. This Section 301 tariff was meant to punish China. Why is it being used to punish American veterans who buy art from our allies? I've filed a CBP protest, contacted my congresswoman, and I won't back down. Please fix this. I'm one of your people. Hashtag veteran, hashtag guitar tax, hashtag tariff truth. Here's the truth about the tariffs, guy. You pay them. You pay them. They're not punishing China. Anyway, if this guy thinks his representative is going to do anything about it, good luck with that. I mean, they're not stopping. They could stop Trump today. They could stop him today from imposing these tariffs. And yet they all are voting against it. All of the Republicans are voting against it. This next post is actually very sad. A woman posted a very long story on Facebook, and she said, quote, I voted for Trump and it cost me immensely. 16 years ago, I met a boy. We were in high school. He became my first love, my first boyfriend, and the father of my first child. He was many things, but at the top of the list was a superb father. That man would go to the ends of the earth to look for the last pencil if that's what I told him our daughter needed. He wasn't just the father of my child, he became my bestest friend. He was my family. His biggest fault? He wasn't legal. Despite being here before he could even walk, despite not having any criminal record, despite making multiple trips to DC to acquire the paperwork to be here the right, quote unquote, right way, papers his mother should have taken responsibility to get for him when he was just a child. Despite hiring immigration lawyers, the father of my oldest child is being extradited. My oldest child is losing her father because of Trump's immigration policies. Do I feel like I made a mistake? Possibly. Ask me again when I'm not so emotional. What I do know is that it has cost me and my oldest daughter greatly. I'm in a very dark place right now, reeling from this. I didn't post this for sympathy, but y'all need to know it's not just bad people with a criminal record being deported. These people are fathers, providers, head of the household. The enemy wins by destroying the family unit with this policy. And then she went on to talk about God and how she doesn't believe that this is something that God would want. And then she ended the post with, quote, if you want to come post a comment about how the policies are necessary or biblical, don't do it on my wall. Seriously, don't. And if you've made it this far, please pray for us because my daughter and I are beside ourselves with grief. It's hard to go through the days. Here's the thing. I feel bad for the child, and I feel bad for the man who was deported. I do not feel bad for this woman because she clearly voted against her own best interests and the best interest of her child by voting for someone who repeatedly talked about mass deportation and who dehumanized everyone who isn't white, not just this past year, but since he started running for president in 2015. And yet she voted for him willingly. So maybe she should think more about what it is that drove her to overlook everything that has come out of this man's mouth. And speaking of God and religion, I don't know if you guys all saw this, but Donald Trump posted a photo of himself, sure you have by now, dressed as the Pope. Trump has been saying he would love to be the Pope. I mean, I think Prince said it best, right? You can be the president, rather be the Pope. Yeah, God, I miss Prince. Anyway, some of Trump's religious supporters are not too happy about that photo. So over on Truth Social, one man wrote, quote, "This is a bridge too far for me." And on Reddit, someone posted in a conservative group and they wrote, quote, "As president, I expect a certain level of professionalism, just like at any other job. This is incredibly insulting, especially to Catholics who voted for him." That is one of the funniest Trump regrets I've ever read. This person was expecting professionalism from Trump, from the guy who literally pretended to give a blowjob to a microphone while he was campaigning. That is some funny shit. Anyway, I will have more for you guys later this week. There are a ton of Trump regrets coming. They are flowing and more than just about the tariffs at this point. So keep an eye out for that. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, and subscribe. Please donate if you can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.